So this is my friend Amanda, and I don't know how that happens. Okay, so this is my friend Amanda, and I've invited her over because she has been curious about the feed I've been putting out on Instagram and things on these infused beverages. And I told her I've been working with a company called Happy, and so that's what we are drinking. We are drinking Happy Glow, and both Amanda and I have been trying to cut back on alcohol for our own reasons, whether we get into that or not. But as part of that, trying to find alternatives to the occasions when we might drink alcohol, which in our case has been a lot. so that's what this is about, is trying to cut back. So we are going to be drinking Happy Glow. I took one can, and one can is 5 milligrams, and I divided that out. And so that we each have approximately 2.5 milligrams.
It reminds me of lemonade. I don't know if it's like just the color, but it's very light, and it feels like there's not any it would be like almost an unsweet lemonade without the tartness. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's like a lot of flavor though.
There is a lot of flavor.
There's only 30 calories between our two glasses.
I like that, yeah.
So there's 15 calories each.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm a fan.
So what I'll do is sometimes I'll drink it plain, or I'll take like a LaCroix or a bubbly, and I'll fill up a Yeti, and I'll put a whole 5 milligram can in on top of a can of water, and I'll sip on it all night.
Oh. So
that way it draws out my 5 milligrams, and it's more like a replacement for a vodka.
And so I'm interested to see how I feel. So
we're going to start the timer.
Very light. I can't control my laughter and my behavior. I cannot control.
Okay.
It is uncontrollable.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, so we might find this. This might happen.
Yeah. So I will be on the floor, and you'll be like, hey, man, and I'll be like,
oh, my God.
Like, it's bad. And so so that's my problem, is I feel like my body is like, alcohol, stupid, like, weed, stupid. Like, is there something that I can do where I can participate, have a good time, feel something, feel elevated, but not completely lose my mind, or lose sight of who I am, or use it and abuse it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I relate to that so much, because there's been times when I've struggled. So I struggle with some of these products with paranoia.
Mm-hmm. Oh, shoot.
And so I too have had that, like, oh, why can't I win feeling?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's been times that if I do have anything that's got THC in it too close to bed, I think people are like breaking in. That if I'm in bed, like, it's so real that I go, this is it. This is it. Tonight's the night. People are really breaking in. And it's that real. And so there's been times that I'm like, well, I would have just been better off if I had just had a vodka. Like, and then I go, curse you, world. Like, why can't I find the thing? And ask yourself.
Okay.
But we're only on 2.5.
Yeah.
So I feel good about this.
Okay.
And the reason we started with Happy is because, again, I've been working with the brand, and it's something I'm more familiar with. And just I want to try this one. I've got this one here. It's Calexo. So I really want to try it. But for your sake, I don't want us to like embark on something.
Oh, I don't know anything. Let's do it. And it's not just like it's having the drink, right? Like, it's drink. I like to drink, whether it's, even if I'm not drinking for a night and I'm at a party, I still want to like drink a Dr. Pepper, but I don't, because there's a lot of sugar and calories in that. And then I don't want to drink water because I don't want to look like a party pooper. It's like, what can I do? And then I don't want to be completely sober around a bunch of drunks. Right. I want to be a part of the party. It's hard. I can't drink a margarita because of all of the sugar in it.
Right. Or the sugar is going to cause the hangover. Mm-hmm. And what sucks about alcohol, and obviously I like alcohol on one hand, but then hate it on the other, is that they've shown, or somebody has insinuated, that the minute you start drinking alcohol, it's so addictive that down at the molecular level or at the neurological level, you can't stop. Like, you finish that beer or that wine and you want the next one.
Hi.
Yes.
It's me.
Yeah. And that's
I'm
like
the problem, it's me.
Because it's like you can't just stop. And I don't know if there's like this element of dehydration, or if it's this addictive neurological molecular thing,
or just a combination.
Yeah, but you find like you just want to keep drinking, and now you set out to have the one, maybe two, and now like 3 or 4 or whatever later, wake up the next morning hating yourself.
Yeah. And for me, a lot of times, like, I can't drink wine at night. But I was talking to my husband's very intelligent uncle, and he said it's the sugar, like, the minute your body depletes itself of the sugar, it goes, oh, there's no more sugar, and your eyes fly open. And that's what happens to me at like 3, 4 in the morning.
Yes.
And I'm thirsty, and then I can't go back to bed because I'm
wired.
Like, yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm awake, like, and it's because my body is like depleted that sugar intake that I've been drinking all night long. Yeah. And it wants more. Isn't that crazy?
And yet we all like accept it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we just all go along with it.
Yeah.
And that's what this is all about, is trying to destigmatize the stereotypes that are around THC. Mm-hmm. Because somehow in our world, alcohol is totally acceptable.
It's just lack of educate. I think it's just lack of knowledge.
Yeah, and now we have it in these nice to drink classes, and let's just normalize it,
Yeah. And it checks all the boxes. I've got a drink in my hand. It looks like what I'm having a screwdriver. Whatever a lemon draw.
And it's tasty.
It tastes really good. It just tastes like a regular drink. Mm-hmm. There's nothing crazy about it. I don't feel like I'm drinking weed,
That sounds awful.
It does sound awful. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to make sure not to get you laughing though. I can't.
I'll tell you.
We're at the, like, I guess 8-minute mark or something.
I don't feel any different.
Okay.
I'm feeling good.
And you haven't drank all of it. And it's
good.
Oh, so you wanted to know earlier how it's legal.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Ultimately, you have cannabis as the family, mm-hmm. and you have 2 different plants, and so hemp and marijuana are different plants. Because I felt like when I was growing up, you heard hemp a lot, and it was like associated with bracelets and lotion.
Yeah, right.
And I was like,
and hippie ladies.
Yeah, and I don't know what that is, but it looked like there was a weed leaf on the bottom. Yeah. And I was like, I'm so confused.
Yeah.
And so come to find out, it's actually 2 different crops. And so farmers can grow hemp in Texas. Mm-hmm. And there's like a hemp coalition that actually met at A&M this week.
Really?
Yes. And yeah. And so then you got hemp, and then you have marijuana. Well, marijuana is illegal in most states, mm-hmm. with the exception of now to be 24.
Wow.
Yeah. But here in Texas, it's illegal. But so you have 2 different plants. Inside those plants are cannabinoids. There's like 100 different cannabinoids. And the 2 main cannabinoids are CBD and THC. Mm-hmm. So those are in both of the plants. Obviously, let's kick out marijuana at this point because it's not relevant.
Yeah.
So inside the hemp plant, you have CBD and THC. This is the THC from hemp. And that's what makes it legal. And there's a thing called the 2018 Farm Bill. They legalized hemp.
So how long? I know you were saying 8. It's been 8 minutes. How long does it usually take to get?
10 to 15 for drinks.
Okay.
So drinks are 10 to 15, or edibles can take at the minimum 30 minutes to, in some cases, 2 hours.
Wow.
When you eat something, it has to be digested first. It's going through your liver.
Yeah.
And through the stomach and the liver, that's when it's entering in your bloodstream. So people will sometimes eat an edible, think they didn't have enough.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Only to find out that it hadn't kicked in yet. Mm-hmm. Then they eat more.
And then it's bad news bears. Yeah.
And they are in for a ride.
Not cloud 9. Yeah, and 10 to 15 minutes I feel like is a whole lot faster than it would take for like a beer to kick in.
Yeah, I suppose so. Well, and honestly, I think depending on your tolerance.
Yeah.
Because somebody could drink 1 beer and be like on the floor.
That's true.
But for the more experienced drinkers that have a higher tolerance, that's why they're drinking 3 or 4 beers. Like, it almost takes them before
takes me like 2 to
even feel
really
anything.
Start. Yeah.
Especially depending on what the ABV is. And so that's where it gets like more confusing as to what somebody's tolerance is. And I mean, tolerance applies to these as well. People can build up tolerance over time, but these are called, this is called microdosing. Mm-hmm. There are drinks on the market that are 100 milligrams.
And how much is this one?
5.
This is 5.
This is 5. And we split it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
100 milligrams in one can?
Or in a bottle. So yeah, if you want, we can, yeah, it's been 10 minutes, but I mean, there's no harm in us,
let's do it. Yeah.
So
because
are you feeling anything yet?
I'm feeling a little, not loopy, but I feel good.
Good.
I feel good. Yeah.
Good.
Like I can do anything right now. Yeah.
Yeah, well, not
except for fly, or, you
like ride my
nothing
bike,
crazy,
or read minds.
Anything normal. I can drive. Like anything like that.
Okay, so we're gonna officially try this one.
Okay, let's do it.
It's called Calexo, and like I said, these guys just won best beverage or beverage of the year at BevNet.
So beverage category. So I'm just wondering what like the requirements are to experience and taste and how many bubbles. You know, like all of those things. Like what does it feel like when it goes in your mouth? You know,
they count the bubbles.
Yeah,
it's a bubble. No.
It's
It's on the scorecard.
They're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What are the
This says a delicious drink that lifts your spirit.
Okay.
21 and up. There's a QR code, and I'm gonna guess that QR code is for it's called the COA, and that stands for Certificate of Analysis. That should show you all of the laboratory test results.
Oh yeah! Wow.
4 pages.
Yeah.
So yeah. This one has. So this is a 12-ounce can.
Extracted from hemp.
This one has 5 milligrams of THC and 5 milligrams of CBD. And it's only got 45 calories for this whole thing. Cheers. I think grapefruit. Is that what we said? No. Rose. Citrus rose.
Way
She said
off.
grapefruit on the back.
It must be the previous drink.
Speaking of bubbles, it's more.
That tastes like seltzer.
Yeah, this one's more bubbly, but lighter in flavor.
And it doesn't have the smell. What is that? I need the coffee beans. You
have to
smell the coffee beans and then do the perfume.
Yeah, I'll go get a K-cup. My Kirkland's K-cup.
Yeah. We're so bougie over here. This is such a high class.
We're so sophisticated. I'm gonna go get one.
She's wasting a whole K-cup for this exercise. It's very musky.
I mean, it smells pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, cleanse the palate.
This is really good. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I can see why it won. It tastes very like, I feel like I'm drinking less fruity, but like a Truly, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But less
sweet. And it's in a 12-ounce can.
In the skinny can, yeah.
So this would give you that vibe. Like this would be your White Claw or Truly replacement.
Yeah, and I could put it in the skinny koozie, and that would be perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. With the happy, what I like about the bigger flavor is because I'll put it in the Yeti. And I can still add a whole can of bubbly water, and there's enough flavor there that I don't lose it.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't need to do that with this because it's 12. I still haven't talked about this can.
Oh, yeah. You're going to be like, I got to scroll 40 minutes in the future.
I'm going to watch this, and we're going to be so high.
Yeah.
We don't realize it, but I'm going to watch it and go,
whoa. Spiraled out of control quickly. Oh my God. I want to do we should do a baseline hillbilly and then a high hillbilly. You know what I mean?
What does that
mean? My voice, how hillbilly. Because Josh says when I drink, I get way more hillbilly and I go up an octave. So, and then I've listened back and I'm like, oh my God. I would not recognize her if I saw her pass me on the street.
Yeah, I wonder if this would be funny. I sound terrible because I'm getting over being sick.
Oh yeah, but only you can hear that.
You think so? Mm-hmm. Okay, real quick, so I don't forget to do this.
Distracted. Okay.
This is the Happy can, and this is the Calexo can. So these are both 5 milligrams. This one's 7.5.
I thought you said this was the. Yeah. I thought you said this was the Happy Cam, and I was like, "Where's the Happy Cam?" Don't make me cry.
Okay, no.
I'm gonna cry.
Okay, so Calexo 12 ounces, Happy 7.5. They both have 5 milligrams. As we've mentioned, this one to me is a little bit stronger in flavor, a little bit more flavorful. This one's more flavor, or this one's more like a seltzer. Okay, this one's more like a seltzer.
Oh my god, it took me 5 minutes to swallow it.
And you had liquid in your mouth. I feel like you're feeling it now.
This is bad. Oh my god.
I could just stop drinking these and see how quickly it
So we've
wears
only
off.
been doing this for like 30 minutes? Has it been?
45 minutes, yeah.
Oh my god, wow.
Because we started at 4:35.
I think so.
I don't know. I guess the video will tell us.
A little bit.
Well, we're going to watch this back and realize it was like an hour and a half. Like, it's only been 20 minutes, man.
Well, that's what happens when you haven't seen each other in like
Yeah,
30 years.
I know. Okay, so we're going to stop drinking these. We're done. If you need to smell some coffee beans. Now we're just going to hang out and see, like, just catch up. But
yeah.
Because the cool thing about drinking these drinks is that while it kicks in quick, it also kicks off quick.
Really?
Yeah, so if
That's cool.
Yeah, it's super cool versus like an
So then I can be like in an hour, be like, okay, I'm gonna go home.
Yes. And now I'm starting to see even more upsides. Okay, so first it kicks on and off quickly. So that's an upside versus like an edible. But what's cool versus alcohol is that it kicks in quickly like alcohol, but because it's not as addictive, you don't feel the need to keep drinking them. Like, versus if you and I sat here and had a beer and we're like, oh, I gotta drive home in an hour, and it's like, okay, well, I'll have one more, and you can keep putting it off because the alcohol's addictive. But in this case, we can stop and not feel like we need to keep going.
Yeah.
So you can literally say, yeah, I'll be good to drive home in 45 minutes.
And yeah, whereas when sometimes at the point where you realize, oh my God, I need to drive home in a little bit, you're like, I'm going to be here all night.
It's going to take me 3 hours to sober up.
Because, why not? Because I'm going to be here all night anyway. I might as well
That's a
spend
really
the night,
good point. Crap, I didn't even think
And then
about
that ruins everything. It ruins your night. You don't sleep good. You're hungover. Then you have to drive home the next, all of that. Just like the whole domino effect.
Dude, I didn't even think about that. Like, just, how long it takes. Like, you're ramping up or you're plateau?
I feel like I'm plateauing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and
good.
What was exciting was I could have continued to laugh my ass off. Usually I can't cut it off, though.
Nice.
So that has never happened before. Where you kind of curtailed me. But before it would have been like, you could literally just say,
impossible.
Amanda. Yeah, and I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
I just can't. I have no control whatsoever. No control.
Wow. I have noticed that I will sometimes get the munchies on these.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, and it...
Makes sense.
Yeah. So
when you're drinking these, do you have to be mindful of the amount that you're drinking?
Yeah, I think you have to be mindful anytime you're drinking alcohol or otherwise. And I'm not an expert. I do believe it would be easier to control and be mindful of these than when you're drinking alcohol and it's so easy to keep saying yes. I think with these, it's like you just tell yourself, I want 5 milligrams tonight, or I want, and then you know that's what you're going to have, and then that's what you drink. You don't find yourself craving it. Like,
yeah. Do you feel like, are there differences between I'm going to have 2.5 versus tonight I want to have 5 versus 10? Like, is there like a level? Okay.
Yes, there's definitely levels. But everybody's different. So some people laugh at these drinks because they are eating edibles that are like 50 milligrams. Like, or 10 would be the very least they would even consider. These are low dose for sure. Yeah, a good entry point is like 2.5 to 5. Middle of the range would be 5 milligrams, and then if you feel like you're experienced, go up to a 10. But when I'm talking to people, I tell everybody to start at 2.5.
Okay.
And that's where we started.
Yeah.
And then once I felt like you were good, we went to the next one.
Okay, so this is a 5.
Yeah, they were both 5s.
Oh, they're both 5s. Okay.
But because I split them.
Okay, got it.
So I split the first one, so all you had was 2.5. And then I was like, oh, let's go up from here.
Yeah, I feel like I'm already
Me too. I was just about to say that.
That is so weird. How long did that? Was that 11 minutes? A little more than 11 minutes? We should have started a timer.
I think it was 9.
Okay.
Something like that. It'd be funny if I did like a running clock on there as well.
Yeah.
Like showed the difference.
Yeah. See, that would have.
That's entertaining.
I would have laughed like, that's off 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. Good.
This is just regular laughing.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like, I'm not like going up. I'm just like, okay, cool.
Yeah, chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's adorable.
I'm kind of feeling like,
Yeah, I feel good.
The clock. Wow. That's the water.
I'm chilling. I'm happy. I'm chilling. Nothing's blurry. Like, I don't feel like I don't have control of myself, and I'm also not, and now this may be because it's you, but I'm not worried about what I'm saying to you or like how it's coming across. You know what I mean? But I'm not sure. I'm sure that has something to do with just like being friends.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to remember this whole experience tomorrow.
One other really cool thing that I don't think I've actually mentioned before is that with alcohol, it's like a slow ramp up.
Mm-hmm.
And you just it's a very slow increase, which unfortunately is how people can get so drunk and not even realize it. Yeah. It's because it creeps up on you. This is different where it's like instead of a ramp, it's a staircase and it's like one big step. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we drank that and it's equivalent to like several drinks. Mm-hmm. You go from 0 to 100 in 10 to 15 minutes rather than that slow creep. Yeah. Which means like I'm good. I don't feel like I need any more. You
put the frog in the cold water and then you heat it up and the frog doesn't notice that it's being heated
yes,
up.
Yes.
He never tries to leave the oven or the pot of hot water because he doesn't realize that it's
versus just
boiling him alive.
Ooh, that's creepy.
Isn't that crazy?
But that's it. You're right. It's slowly over a night and you don't realize it until sometimes people get in the car and not even realize it.
It's too late. Yeah.
Yeah, but in this situation, I feel like I went from bam to maybe a little and then bam. Like
I think so too.
It just goes tink tink. Like you get there and then that's why just when stop and like okay, I'm good. Yeah. I don't need to go anywhere else.
Yeah. So this could be really good for somebody like me that just like doesn't think about anything, right? If I'm drinking alcohol, I'm just drinking. I feel like this is more controllable, because like you said, because of the slow burn.
Mm-hmm. Like we have conditioned society to accept beer and alcohol and wine and whatnot and mommy wine and all of that. And so kids know, like it's socially acceptable to have a glass of wine or beer around your kids and they know not to touch it.
Right.
Because we've taught them that. But it's not as socially acceptable to smoke around kids for your health or theirs. Mm-hmm. Or also scary is that edibles are often in the form of gummies and that's a kid food. Mm-hmm. And so like you don't want to have those around. So you can actually drink and if you wanted to put it in a wine glass or not and just tell the kids like this is
that's true.
This is a grown-up drink. And at the end of the night while you're watching Survivor or Bachelorette, you could have that and it's more controlled and more socially acceptable.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. So, because when I said it's a slow burn, and then I was like, well, actually, like drinking is a slow burn because it takes you longer to get there. But with this drink, it takes you a shorter time to get there, but you can also control the amount. So you'll kind of figure out the time. You know what I mean? Like, but you can specifically control the amount. Whereas with alcohol, it's harder to do because it doesn't affect you as quickly. Mm-hmm. So I like kind of the juxtaposition in that, like where I can kind of hold on to that control, whereas with alcohol at some point you're not. Mm-hmm. You can't at all because you're not there to do it. But I like that I can kind of like more easily.
It's like it's activating different parts of your brain for the pleasure and also the cognition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like you're getting it's an enjoyable experience, but cognitively you're more functional.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
And so it's just how alcohol impacts us versus THC.
Yeah. Yeah. And just like that control, it's like attractive to me because I realize with alcohol I can be uncontrollable and out of control, you know, kind of in two different ways.
Yeah.
But with this, I can kind of plan for it, and I can plan in a certain time, and I know that it's not going to, you know, at some point it is what it is. And what happens. With this, I can kind of keep that within a certain timeline or schedule or expectation or whatever it is, you know, and that's attractive to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
We have cotton mouth.
Partying so hard over here. Crazy.
You should put on some music.
Yeah.
So
Oh my gosh, this song is this is our background song. It's called About Weed. How are you feeling?
I'm coming down. Are you down?
Yeah, I feel like very chill.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I still got like a, you know, like I still feel it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, I guess, less now that I think about it. Yeah, I just want to get the word out.
Yeah.
That's really it.
This is exciting. This is uncharted territory.
I'm so excited about it. Because it's kind of like knowing when it's almost like having a secret you want to share.
Yeah. Of like, kind of like.
Well, and it's funny because it's like there are parts of the country where this is already a thing. And they're writing stories about it. Like the soccer moms of Boston. There was some article about moms in Boston, soccer moms in Boston that are preferring to drink these over alcohol. And then there's another story I saw somewhere. It's like it's in the media, but it's still just not come out in Texas.
Yeah.
Or, you know,
it's not like super mainstream yet.
Right.
Yeah.
But it will be. Total Wine is already selling these in certain cities.
Really? That's good.
Yeah, Total Wine has turned these on, and so it's like, so it just shows that retailers are going to get on board.
Yeah, that's crazy. So they'll have to be at liquor stores because
that's I would hope.
Yeah.
So I mean, there should be an age restriction regardless. You should have
but
to
it's
present.
Not somewhere where you can like. Is it going to be available at gas stations? You know what I mean?
Right. I don't know.
Like which category it falls in.
Yeah.
What is that, like damp versus wet or?
Yeah, that's how, like for alcohol. Yeah, like wet would be dry, wet, damp. Would.
Yeah.
I think what would be neat in this world is this to be like the drink should be beer and wine equivalents. And then the much stronger products
like
that are the higher, or even, like not even just the 10s, but like 50s and 100s.
Oh.
Keep those in dispensaries. But these low doses should be available in more mainstream places, but with a license that proves you're 21 years old or older.
What is, why do you say the distinction between, you know, putting them in like Total Wines or Berkshires or whatever it is versus the dispensary? Like what's...
I think, so I mean, we don't have dispensaries in Texas.
Okay, so that's why I don't know what they are. Yeah.
So a dispensary it's like it's a store similar to like a liquor store, but that's in those legal states, like your Colorados and your Californias and your Washingtons, and there are dispensaries which are buildings that you go in and you can legally buy flour or edibles or vapes or any marijuana product.
Yeah, that's wild.
And so I think these will be available in different places for the lower doses.
Yeah, for the lower. Yeah.
But they still need to like regulate it so that you have IDs, and it's very important.
Yeah, I feel so good right now.
Yay!
I know. I could lay down. I could just lay down and just watch TV and chill.
I think the best reward is the next day, waking up knowing that you will feel totally normal.
Yeah.
As if you never drank a drop of anything.
Yeah.
That's the best.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Go to work. I mean, just to feel good.
Feeling focused. Not
having
not
energy.
Groggy, having slept properly.
All of your jewelry still in and
makeup still on.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, and all that anxiety the next morning.
Girl. Yeah.
That's enough to. It's so funny because I say that's enough to make me want to stop drinking, but not enough to stop drinking. Like, You have to, it perpetuates. And
that's exactly why I stopped drinking 3 weeks ago. It's because I had like the last like 3 times I had gotten drunk, I had so much anxiety. I was like bawling to Josh, and I just couldn't function, and it was not a good feeling. And 3 times was it for me. I was like, I don't want to feel like that again. You know, and why do I feel like that?
Yeah, to the extent that, to the point that you get to crying and.
Yeah, and just like the sadness and the, you know, just all of that comes along with it. Like, I'm just like, I don't want to feel this while I'm drinking. Like, I want to feel this whenever I'm sober and I can sort through the emotions and like get to the other side. But now that it's happening, I'm drinking to escape this, but instead it's making it worse. I feel worse with anxiety drunk than I do anxiety sober. So it's not even worth it at this point, because the reason I'm using the alcohol is because I'm trying to run from it. So, yeah, I was just like, I just can't do this shit anymore.
Wow. It's like literally a perpetual cycle of you're not even sobering up because you're experiencing the anxiety, and then you turn to the alcohol to run away from the anxiety, only to wake up and it be worse.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And it never actually goes away. It just never goes away. It's always there. And
you never even
get rid of it. Like, I think for those 2 hours I'm going to be drunk, I'm not going to think about it.
Yeah.
But it's never left. It's never left, you know?
It like reminds me of somebody that's like drowning and grabbing for weights and to think that they can come up on them. Like, you're grabbing at a weight to go up only for it to continue to sink you down further. And you can never get above water because you're just grabbing after weights. Ultimately, we just have to let them go.
Yeah, it's like your feet are just hooked onto them, and you just want to just move your feet out. It's like right there, but it's so hard because you're being pulled down so quickly.
And we think we've gotten so used to using it because it's acceptable.
Yeah. I'm
actually looking forward to dry January, to have this like hard and fast set of rules.
Yeah.
And to be able to tell people like, no, I'm on dry January.
Do you work better under like a set of rules? Do you think you'll work out, it'll be better for you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're like, no, I can't do it. I said I wasn't going to do it for 30 days.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
If I give myself an inch, I'll take a mile. And so that's happened in the past where I've told myself I was going to take a break. But because I didn't define it or give myself parameters, and I was like, well, I don't know when I said I was going to start, or one isn't bad, or...
Yeah.
And then then it derails that quickly.
You sure you can't spend the night?
You want to spend the night?
I want to stay for you.
Yeah, pajamas. So, what
Like
you
mascara.
didn't see is things went off the rails. Amanda spent the night.
Yeah.
Her husband had to take the kids to school the next morning. Wait, no. Yeah, tonight is Sunday.
No, don't remind me.
Boo. Oh, what? Maybe we do a send-off? What do you want to say? I mean...
Okay, let's do a send-off.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you want to say about your experience? It's like we're thinking probably an hour and a half later. We've lost all concept of time.
And I'm getting lit to death.
Yeah, so it's still like on board, but we can feel it.
On board. So I think in general, just like for a first impressions. It's Amanda's first impressions.
Yeah.
I was able to like let loose and enjoy myself without, going overboard or affecting the next 24 to 48 hours of my life.
Yeah.
And I like that I was able to try a couple of different like flavors, and then have those conversations with you to kind of figure out. And the education behind it is really good. I just felt like way more informed.
Oh, good. Was there anything else?
Like I've been learning about beer since I was 15 years old.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Just to point out one more.
So just like not going in blind.
Wow, that's a really interesting point.
I'm excited that it's been an hour and a half and I can go about my day.
Yeah.
I think that's the most exciting thing.
Yeah.
Like drinking. It's an all day thing. Like you go day drinking, it takes all day long. I could literally say like, I can hang out with you from 6 to 8. Go over. We can let loose for 2 straight hours, and then I can be fine to
I
go
hadn't
home.
even thought about it like
You could
that.
like schedule it into your day.
So it got to the point with beer when I was at work, because I worked for a brewery, and you'd go out to these brewery lunches with clients or accounts or retailers, whatever, and it was expected that you would drink a beer at lunch. It was just like what you did if you're in the beer industry. And I got to the point where it was so hard for me to order a beer at lunch. It absolutely screwed up the rest of my day because I would get tired. What is that called? Like the one beer coma or the one beer nap, whatever the saying is. And it ruins your day. And like brunches, you have to come home and take naps. But this is something that you can enjoy.
And put
away.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then still go to a birthday party at 3:00.
Like, yeah. And like, because you'll know your tolerance and you're not, and it is easier to stop because your wits are still about you.
So much good stuff. Yeah. I felt like we really like unpacked some cool new things I hadn't even thought about.
Yeah, I think so too. High five.
I was ready for
we gotta do it with my right.
There we go.
It's right.
I was ready for like some contact. Yeah. Okay, so let's say goodbye.
Yeah.
Bye. Thanks for, I don't know what this is about to become. I have zero clue. But I just thought it would be a really fun experiment to not only drink these and do a review, but to have my friend Amanda come alongside and give, a whole new take on things, enjoy each other's conversation, talk about it, and I think unpack a lot of really cool stuff that I hadn't thought about. And I don't know, I'm very excited about spreading the message. I think Amanda is now too. So thank you.
My firsthand experience today. So
everything
I said was honest and unscripted. So.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to the Enlightened Buzz.